Shock Radio interview, Aurora.
So this is Aurora. We are Shock Radio. We're here interviewing her today on her tour. Do you want to kind of introduce yourself a bit?
Yes. Hi, I'm Aurora, and I'm here. I write music, and I'm an artist.
Do you want us to kind of try and sum your music up in kind of 3 words for our listeners?
It's very emotional, quite nature-esque, and maybe slightly eclectic and or schizophrenic. Depends what song.
Oh wow!
Interesting that you should mention it being kind of nature-esque. I was going to ask you a bit later in the interview. I came
What's she
across
doing with her finger in her
stayed
mouth?
with Tom Rowland of the Chemical Brothers while working on their album. I saw that you kind of freaked them out a bit by going on a really long walk in the woods and disappearing. Is that something that you do often while you're recording and writing?
No, not that often while I'm recording or writing. I write all the time because I can't help myself. But when I was a child and had more time off than I do now, I often got lost in the woods. But I know how to get home by the stars.
Oh, really?
At home, you have to kind of because there's a lot of woods where I grew up. But yeah, I got lost outside Chemical Brothers or Tom Rowland's house, and there's no connection for the phones, so they couldn't reach me. And I found this bar in the woods.
In the woods?
What?
Like
She found a bar in the woods?
On the other side of the woods. And I had a beer. It was very cozy for me.
Cozy for you, maybe slightly worrying for
Yes.
them. Okay, that's lovely. While you've been on your travels, have you found
Oh
any
yeah,
kind of
look how she's
particularly
looking at her.
special, interesting places like that?
Oh yes, I have. It's not often I have so much time to really, do what do you call it? Not research, explore. I don't often have time for it, especially because we're often in the cities. When we're on tour, and I don't really like cities that much. I don't like crowded places.
Yeah.
Which I know
Concrete
many
jungle.
of-
That's what the animal
many people
video is
like me
about.
Don't like either. So I know.
Animal video.
it's
She's running
relatable.
through city.
But yes, sometimes on festivals it's easier to find
Yeah.
some exciting. I really love forests, and it's very interesting how different they can be, compared to where you are on the planet. It's very interesting.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can get a lot of kind of different, I guess all the different trees and stuff can kind of resemble where you are in the same way that when you're in a city, all the different architecture can kind of, not decorate, illustrate.
Wow, this interview just compared a city to a forest in the way that... Wow, the interviewer's killing it right there. In the way that the trees can resemble like buildings, and the architecture can represent, or the type of architecture can symbolize the type of trees. I see what she's saying. She's playing the try not to touch. Yeah, I can tell she's not trying to she's trying not to touch her. I can't talk right now, damn.
Where you are.
Yes, and it gives off very different energies. I write very different types of music compared to what surroundings I'm in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's very, very interesting, especially with the nature, how it kind of sends off very different energies. If it's thriving, if it's dying, if it's hungry or thirsty, if it's dry or wet or wild. And I don't know, it's really poisonous, or not.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. It's very one of my favorite things to explore.
It's really interesting. So if your environment influences the music that you're writing and the art that you're making, do you have any sort of particular rituals that you follow to kind of shape what you're writing at that time?
Well, I don't know. I just write. And I need to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
I like to find the most quiet place with only the natural sounds, like the bugs or the wind in the trees or the way your feet sound when they hit the ground. Those kind of sounds are really inspiring to me. I really find the lack of sound also incredibly inspiring. So quiet places I seem to hunt for. And then I think I'm very inspired by music because of the escape it gives me. It doesn't demand anything of you. It's just there for you, and it's more.
That's a beautiful way to put it. She doesn't care about how she comes across, her hand in her mouth.
Smaller than you and bigger than you at the same time. So it's quite an interesting existential situation, I think, to be in nature. And I hope to kind of give the same escape and comfort in the music. So that's the essence I try to capture.
I think you definitely capture that in a lot of your music from what I've heard. It's really nice how kind of you illustrate a lot with when you're writing. So the listener can kind of take themselves into whatever environment you're building, I guess, around you with your music. So that's really great.
Thanks.
So
she's trying, I could tell. She's trying. Must be hard for her in this times, controlling that hand.
if nature kind of
For anyone on YouTube, I'm reading the chat, by the way.
influences or informs your music quite a lot, are there any other kind of disciplines or theories or whatever that you'd say also influence your music?
I'm quite I like to be a philosopher. I like to think and to kind of go through every aspect and every side of every conflict that you see. And it's very inspiring to me, the human psyche and the way we complicate things and the way we forget and the way we overreact and undermine and the way we stump emotions and maybe feed the wrong kind of emotions. It's just really interesting to me, the human psyche. I'm really fascinated by, because it seems like
I could have guessed that she's into
we're all born with these emotions and this brain, and we don't seem to get the proper education to deal with it. Emotional education.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Emotional education. There is a major lack of emotional education. That is amazing. I can't pronounce these names. I really love the way her mind works. So remarkable. She was in a certain kind of mood this day. She's completely different in every interview. I could tell that she's definitely different in here. She did one thing that reminded me of the previous interview. The way she was looking at the interviewer. But what she just said is very important. Emotional education.
Yeah. Which I also think music can give, along with books.
Yes, music is the emotional education.
So that's also really inspiring. Interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree that music can be.
In this interview, we're probably gonna hear her talk about that right here, mental health. That one we're gonna do after Best of Aurora. We're gonna do LGBTQ rights and mental health. I'm very interested in seeing her thoughts on that.
A really nice, not just look into the soul, but a look into kind of the human. It's a very human thing to do, isn't it, to make art?
The interviewer is actually killing it. She's making good points as well.
I know that you've written before about kind of empathy, in music. So I know in Queendom, you what was the line? It was I hunt the grounds for empathy. I think that's such a lovely and powerful line, and I think you're managing to do that with the way you look into music. If you were to encourage,
she is throwing this interviewer off. Look at this interaction right here. You can tell
with the way you look into music. If you were to encourage,
she even laughs after, like she knows she's doing it. You don't think that she's different? This one interview is her normal mood.
Our listeners and our watchers to kind of spread empathy a little more. How would you do that?
Well, I think the easiest, or like the first step into having, kindness to offer to anyone is to really, have the room for it, and to make sure you have the energy for it, to feed whatever gives you the kind of spark in life. People seem to spend a lot of time to look at themselves from the outside and compare ourselves and put pressure on ourselves to be something that we never can be, which I think you know what I mean.
Yeah,
we have so much pressure on, on things to accomplish, on the way we look, on these things that we can't really change unless we really focus on what we have.
She's blushing like a
already and what
tomato.
is
Yeah,
good
the
in us
interviewer
and
is.
what potential
So,
we have and what we can offer.
That was an
to the
amazing
world.
point
And I
there,
think
though,
as long as we focus
by
on
Aurora.
what we have, what we can do, and as long as you remember that you can offer the world a lot, and people have so much potential to change things and to be a part of something huge. There's no a revolution in anything without just people, one by one, gathering together. So
did anybody see, speaking of revolutions, did anybody see what happened with the Wall Street Bets thing? Wall Street Bets, did anybody pay attention to that? She just said there's no revolution without people. She's definitely 100% her all the time. Yeah, I see, Maku. I see what you're saying.
it's very exciting to think that we have, especially now these days, we have this big chance in front of us to be a part of, to be on the right side of history.
Yeah.
In the battles for, if it's for the nature, for the animals, for the women, for same-sex love, for, that you can show your emotions, all of these things that are really exciting. I don't know if I lost your question.
No, I think you got it perfectly.
Just be good.
Just about spreading empathy. So do you think music will allow you to be a part of that kind of bigger picture and being on the right side of history?
Every time she makes a move, like there's so much tension in this interview, you can feel it. Every time she makes a move, the interviewer goes back to professional mode very quickly.
I definitely feel, there's no simpler or more obvious thing to me than the basic concept of equality, wherever that may be. If it's looking upon every other living thing as equals, every gender, every whatever, just make sure that we treat everything that has emotion, everything that has life, equal to how we would treat ourselves. I think we can reach very far. And it's kind of about saving the soul of humanity now. Make sure that our print in history, on this world is a beautiful one, which it can be. I think we can still turn it around, but we have to
Yes, we can
believe in the power of the individual to be able to accomplish anything. I think
Facts.
It's all in the individuals now.
She's energetically flirting. Yep, you can feel that.
How do you explore some of those themes in the album that you put out this year?
Well, this album, A Different Kind of Human, Step 2.
Oh my goodness, she's about to talk about Step 2. This is perfect because I'm only 2 songs into watching Step 2 on the channel.
Is more openly political than my previous
Really?
babies. And because I usually focus a lot of the inner processes of
I definitely want to hear that.
emotions that we can't really understand or understand how to show, which makes us sick. But this album, I wanted to just I wanted to speak more about things.
I am a god.
Shout out to Lauren.
Massage.
Lauren MRTS. Shout out to you for the follow. Thank you.
I care about, and to kind of just remind people of something that I think is already inside of us, because we are very, I think humans are naturally good.
Yeah.
As long as
What's up, Lauren?
And I think
K-pop heart. Oh, you're here from K-pop? What's up? Damn, you've got a cool little GlitchCon 2020. What is that?
it's already really natural for us to care about something bigger than ourselves if we just are reminded of a different perspective. Because I think especially social media, even though there's an entire world in those small devices, it's still narrowing down our perspective on what is important and what matters, what is good for us in the
She
long
is spitting
term, and
facts
what is
right here. Truth.
true happiness and what is
Truth.
false happiness.
It's a little dinosaur. He's cute. Yeah, but how'd you get it? I see it, but how'd you get that?
And I think it has disturbed us a bit. So I think it's good I don't know, what I wanted to do with the album is just to remind people of the goodness, that is obviously already there if you just have an extra check-in on
Yeah,
it.
if you reach into yourself
Yeah,
a bit.
and you know that you have, because I believe
The
in
interviewer
people
is there with her.
and in the
Like
individuals.
those other, if she was saying this type of stuff with those other guys in the other interview, they would have been gone. But this interviewer, shout out to this interviewer because she's keeping up. Aurora's favorite number is 8. So all the 8th songs in her albums are her favorite songs. What was the 8th song in step 2? Or I mean step 1. Let's look it up right here. What's the 8th song? Oh, Infections of a Different Kind, I see. And what's the 8th song in the this one? A different, okay, she made the title tracks. She made the title tracks her favorite song. Lauren MRT's was an event here in last year. Oh, I see. Let's keep going with this. Let's keep going. A reminder, we're going into Best of Aurora next. Next up is Best of Aurora. Also, I'm gonna purchase this merchandise. Been sitting here. Let's keep going.
I believe in my fans.
Okay, fantastic.
She was so happy when she reached 888,888K. She literally made a whole funeral for it? Yeah, funeral. That's how you call it in English. Wow. So 8 is her favorite number.
So you released that album, A Different Kind of Human, as a part of like a 2-part collection, along with Infections of a Different Kind. How do you feel having an album spread out across 2 pieces worked out for you? Did it achieve what you hoped to achieve?
Well, I just wanted to. I had to make 2 albums because they both represent 2 different parts of one emotional process, which I kind of have spoken about already.
We want Mason merch too? You want merch with me on it? What would I put on my merch? I don't think I would go the merch route. I would make a clothing brand so you guys can actually have a very high quality clothing brand. I think once I build a bigger community, which I will, you guys are very lucky to be here right now. Trust me, because you are seeing me in a very small percentage of my potential, and I'm gonna remember every single one of you that are in here. When these live streams get way bigger, I'm gonna remember every single name. I've got a Scorpio moon, okay? My astrology, my natal chart has a Scorpio moon, and that gives me impeccable memory. Impeccable memory. So if you're chatting right now, you're going to be remembered. She had 88 posts, 888K. Wow, she really real person merch. You're onto something. Real person merch. Because I really feel like I'm the only real person on YouTube. Dallas, you're going to remember me. I will remember you. Maybe not in the YouTube comments. I'm going to remember your Twitch username. If you're always in the streams, 100%. You better give us VIP. VIP. If you're here every time, that VIP is coming strong on you. You will all get rewarded. I just want to build an amazing community of people who like. That's why I'm doing the reactions around people like Aurora. Because I know the fans, well, now I know that the fans for Aurora are very just loving and everything I want to be around. So I'm creating a community around those type of people. Scorpio Moon, Brandon, we good? Cursed Raven, you're not a hologram. Not a hologram. Not a hologram. I'm here with you. I care about you. I do not care about likes. I do not care about comments. I don't care about subscribers. I'm not here for numbers. I'm not here for numbers. I'm here to build a real community, and whoever's coming with me, you're coming with me, and I'm coming with you. It's a vice versa. We're walking side by side down a path And we've got Aurora. You can just imagine Aurora looking down on us if we're walking on a path together. Said Makarim, I want here, but I have to go. I must work. Shout out to you for being here. Hell yeah. This stream will be uploaded, by the way. If anybody's tired, feel free to just watch the replay of the stream. No numbers here, facts. Smash the love button. I wish there was a love button. Inky. Yes, field trip. You cannot eat numbers. Facts. You're the best real person. Yes. All of you. I'm real. I'm right here. I'm a real person. I do not.
I am a god. Hurry up with my damn massage.
Lulu Limoni, thank you for the follow. Like, I can't fake any of this. Like, I don't fake these reactions. I don't watch stuff before. Like all the other reaction channels, they watch stuff before, and they just like try to get views and make the best little tags and everything. Oh, blah 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 blah. I don't care about that. That was a good sync. I know. I put a stream marker right there so I can watch that back. I love those little syncs. If you watched my elders react to Demi Lovato, there were so many synchronicities. If you know what synchronicities are, there was like 2 major synchronicities in that. It was amazing. Tomorrow you have class. I should be sleeping, but you prefer here. And for Clara. I love you, but don't make sure you pay attention in class. Don't pay attention in class. Do whatever you want. If you want to pay attention, then do it. Let's keep going with the interview. I'm getting off topic.
About, working on your own things first. Become
Lord Cyborg, what up?
a fighter for yourself and then a fighter for the world. And for whoever can.
Oh, wow. There's a bunch of YouTube comments right here. I haven't been reading them. Mason dance video merch, that'd be hilarious. You just discovered me? Mauricio de la Cruz. Shout out to you. A kingdom under her queendom. Amazing. Amazing. By the way, guys, don't forget to follow my Instagram. Definitely follow my Instagram to stay updated. Hell yeah. We're building a community here. Let's keep going with the interview.
For themselves yet. It's all about building each other up. It can be quite easy and quite simple to just spend time to build up the people around you, so we'll get really strong and healthy together. And then I wanted also the first album to be more for my fans than for the radio and the papers. So I wanted to release it as a surprise. So, because usually you read a review in the paper the day before the album is out.
Yeah.
And I wanted this to be kind of the other way around, for the closest people to hear them first, and then the world.
Is that so
makes sense.
People could kind of make their own mind up about it, I guess, before they were told?
This interviewer
to think of it.
Yes, and it's
is killing it.
It's just that the whole point is just to make music for those few people who.
Oh, you sent me the last interview? I'm gonna do that one. Nobody does it, right? We're doing it. Making ASMR while talking. That was some ASMR. That's why I was laughing after I did that. I almost just said I'm gonna make an ASMR channel, but I can't. I'll get roasted by all my family and friends, even more than I'm getting roasted right now with these.
Who needs it? Who wants it? And who understands it. So it has no bigger purpose than to just be a friend for those, who has time for it and who is in a place where they can resonate with it,
Yeah.
So it was just to kind of emphasize the whole purpose of the album, just to be there for the few, not for the many.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be a theme that goes through quite a bit of your work, and I think that's a really good message to hold on to. I find it interesting as well how you managed to explore that idea in quite a few different ways as you kind of progress musically. Can you see with your next release that that's still a theme you'll be expressing, or do you think you'll kind of move on from there?
Well, currently I'm working on 2 albums. One of them is kind of it is kind of a part of the whole process, but with a bigger perspective. And
Don't let family keep you from doing you. My family's good. They support me, but I know some people on my Instagram, because I literally flipped my Instagram from a personal Instagram. I just randomly started trying to be a YouTuber or whatever. So it looks kind of weird to other people, but
the
keep
other
going. This interview, we got 6 more minutes on
album
it.
has nothing to
And she
do
just said she's
with
working on
anything
2
I've done
albums.
before.
Okay, that's
But when was this? 2019, okay.
And I don't know yet what to release first. But I want to release an album already next year.
okay.
I want to have 1 album every year.
I think that's a really good aim, it must be said. It must keep you busy though.
Yeah, but I like being busy. I like making music. That's the whole point of being alive.
Yeah, I think I could agree with that. This is something that I ask all my interview guests. So, say if you had the ability to make like a mixtape or a playlist to send back in time to your teenage self, what would be the first song you put on it? Now, it can include music that maybe you hadn't discovered yet when you were that age.
ASMR by Mason, that would be amazing. Is this mic good enough? Maybe after this, or maybe tomorrow I will Google ASMR with my mic and see if it's good. These album releases are delayed due to the C word. Okay, damn. So we're still waiting on them? You know for sure I'm gonna do those albums, those Aurora albums when they come out on my channel for sure.
Maybe music that wasn't out.
Well, one very kind of sad thing, but also slightly funny, is that I don't really like music.
Fair enough.
I don't really listen to music
Mhm.
because I
Whoa.
think about music all the time, and I work
Wow.
with music all the time. So when it's quiet, I like it when it stays quiet. But when I listen to music sometimes when I'm on a plane
Okay.
or on an airport, because then there's noise anyway,
Mhm.
and I don't like the sound of airplanes or airports.
Yeah.
So, but I kind of still listen to the same, because we didn't really have.
We already learned that she doesn't. Do. She doesn't listen to herself sing. She has better things to do, like read books, eat, and masturbate.
MTV or like the TV music,
Yeah.
and we didn't have a radio when I grew up,
Oh, okay.
so I didn't really discover music. We had Bob Dylan and Co.
Well, Bob Dylan. I've been getting into Bob Dylan recently in my personal life, just exploring. You'll see if you followed me on Spotify. If you want to check out what I'm listening to, you can add me as a friend on Spotify. And you'll see that I've been going through some Bob Dylan.
and Enya, and those were the 3 people I kind of knew about
Fair enough.
for a long time, and then
Wait, who was the other ones?
and Cohen and Enya. We had Bob Dylan and Cohen and
Cohen?
Enya, and those were the
I don't know who that
the
is.
3 people I kind of knew about
Fair enough.
for a long time.
She's
And
covered
then,
a Bob Dylan song? Damn. Aurora's Glastonbury Guide to Peaceful. I will definitely watch that on YouTube. I see you, Valeria. This interview by Hike. Okay, noted. Reading books in the heat of city lights.
I
Cursed
started
Raven.
really liking heavy metal.
Wait, Cursed Raven. Are you? Cursed Raven, are you, Blessed Raven? You flipped your name?
I think
Leonard Cohen,
I
okay.
would have sent heavy metal music to myself earlier.
Okay.
I could have liked to have had.
Mhm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Tripping
more
on the
time
English.
with heavy metal music in my youth. I love heavy metal.
What would be your kind of choice track or choice
She
artist?
loves heavy metal.
Maybe something by Gojira. They're a French heavy metal band.
Yeah.
It's really great. So maybe I would have sent the album L'Enfant Sauvage
Mhm.
savage children. It means on French, and it's really nice, really dark.
Okay, good choice.
Look at the polar opposites to what she does, or to what she
Nice.
makes, like heavy metal.
Was it discovering metal that kind of drew you towards writing music, or was it something that you kind of always had in you since you were a child?
Yeah, I did always have it in me. It was kind of just like you come home from school and you draw something. You know, it was the same kind of. I started writing when I was 6 years old.
That's so crazy.
Just
And she
piano
had the
pieces.
melodies when she was
Wow.
9. I
And I
learned
wrote
that already.
poems on Norwegian. But then when I was 9, I think I started making songs with English, because I knew that I wanted to sing on English or write.
That
in
is
English,
very
'cause
interesting.
I thought it was
Why?
really a poetic language, and also a bit of a distance from the lily in my soul, which is kind of nice to have that small distance, because it's so emotional. So I feel more protected, I think, so I wanted to wait until I knew enough English.
Leonard Cohen wrote the Hallelujah song. David Bowie. Wow. Most rock metal is Under the Water. Her most rock and metal song is Under the Water. Oh, she has some. Yeah, why am I talking? I can't be talking. I haven't heard all her stuff yet.
To write in English. So when I was 9, I had spoken English for, I guess,
She's a complete genius.
4 years. So then I kind of knew enough to write some easy songs on English. I wrote I Went Too Far when I was like 11, which is a song on my first album, which I still sing live. Which is
I'm going to listen to that first album for sure.
Yeah, I bet.
But it's still a part of my life, so many years later. I forgot the question again.
It's okay, so did I, really.
Look at that. She put her in a trance. The interviewer forgot the
Started off
question.
as the mixtape, and then it moved into what kind of drew you to starting to write music.
Yes. Just the ventilation, getting things out of the system. And
See, I need this. I need ventilation. This is what I feel
was
right
really
here.
emotional
But I can't write music or anything. I'm trying. I'm gonna become a pop star.
child.
I
It
swear.
was a bit out of the ordinary, but not in a fun way, in a bit
Right.
difficult
In
way.
Bottles is an old
Just
song.
really, I didn't really. I struggled a lot to sit still in the classroom and to pay attention.
Wouldn't it be great to interview her? Yes, it would be. It would be, but I would never want to call it an interview. I wouldn't call it an interview. I just want to have, like somebody said it earlier, I think it was Maku, or somebody said they want to have a conversation with her.
And my perspective of time was really bad.
Okay.
I always came late. I couldn't help it. I was just not here.
Yeah.
But I found school really noisy and stressful, and people had so many emotions and things, and so I found it really extreme. So I think music helped me a lot to kind of just ventilate. So that was why I started making music, I think, just for my own personal wellness.
So where can our listeners catch you on tour later this year?
This
If
is
you're really
promo
fast,
right here.
you can catch me. I'm doing quite a lot of cities in Norway, actually.
Push through being bad to get good, yeah. It's from the lady perspective. One is from the lady's perspective. Mason, if you had to interview Aurora, what would you ask? Brandon Strawberry Pie. A lot of things. Deep, very deep spiritual questions. I think that's what I have to answer to that. I don't think I want to actually say the questions I would ask, but that is because that'll get me off on a tangent, and I can go on tangents. You know, I could live stream for 24 hours straight. You know that if my voice didn't go away and I had more water, you know, I could talk for 24 hours straight. I think that's my talent. I'm blessed with the ability to talk on spirituality for hours and hours. And that's why I started live streaming, actually. is because I want this to be a big community where we can just discuss everything. But branded strawberry pie, that's an amazing question. I'm not gonna go into what I would ask, but I would ask very deep spiritual questions. Trust me. If you have a chance to do it, you met her in 2019 in a concert. You're so lucky. You're so lucky. It's so sad that we may never have. We're not gonna have concerts for a pretty long time still, I think. Let's keep going.
Everyone
We got 2 minutes left in this, and then we're gonna get into the next video.
see Norway. We have people there too, and beer. So just come.
I mean,
She
what
likes
more do you
beer?
need?
What more
Does
do
she
you
like
need?
beer?
We also have toilets,
I guess you need those.
private
too.
toilets. No, I'm actually coming back to England. I'm
Okay.
doing. It's been quite a long time since I've done more than 2 cities in England
Mhm.
on a tour. But I'm coming back in the beginning of November, I think,
Okay, she's just
Rings
promoting
a
stuff.
bell to me.
for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
I'm coming to Manchester again.
She's just
which I'm really
promoting her
excited
little
about.
tours.
I love England in the wind, or like when it's getting cold here.
She likes
I
beer
like
and wine
the
a lot.
mood of the whole country,
Quite
bitter
gloomy.
and quite gloomy. I really like it. I'm really excited to come back.
Manchester certainly has a lot of gloom to offer. I mean, I think it's starting to set in now.
Look how she's leaning
I
in.
like that. I feel so at home.
Is there anything else you want to kind of share or plug before we wrap this up?
Yes, in the beginning of this interview, to test the microphone, I told the people here that my favorite color was beige. That's a lie. It's green.
She is a troll. She's a troll.
Green is a much better color.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, this has been Aurora. Thank you.
Okay, that was Shock Radio interview with Aurora. If you're seeing this on Instagram, we're literally live right now. You're literally missing out if you're not in the streams. You're missing out. We're chilling here.